Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, tonight we have a really fun episode. We're going to be reviewing Batman Beyond Neo Year number 2 with this really cool cover. Looks like Terry McGinnis has landed with a bunch of Jokers. It's a really cool cover. Speaking of Joker and cool covers, when we hit 200 subscribers, we're going to be giving away the Joker number 1 Mark Brooks variant cover. And all you have to do is like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel. And it also, the winner's going to get a cbca sticker, which is the Comic Book Community Awards. It's kind of like the Oscars for YouTube comic book personalities, and you guys should definitely check that out. All right, let's get right on into the review here. Batman Beyond Neo Year number 2. Now, as always, we got a couple things to go over. First, I do want to let you know, if you haven't watched any of my reviews before, we are going to be going heavy into spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Batman Beyond number 2, that's your warning. All right. Now, the second thing that we always have to cover is we got to shout out the creative team, because without them, we wouldn't have a comic book, right? Now, to start, we have Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly are the writers. We have Max Dunbar is doing the art. Sebastian Chang is doing the colors. Aditya Bidikar is doing the letters. And Dunbar and Chang did the front cover that I really liked. All right. Let's get dived right on into it, all right? Um, and first we kind of get a little bit of monologuing from who I believe is the bad guy from issue 1. He says, "I would have taken their lives slowly. I would have given them beautiful dreams before the dark. But you forced my hand to the hilt of my sword. Do you understand yet, Batman? I am not a villain to be pummeled. I am the system of your world. I am the living Gotham. And this folly, let them die." And Terry says, "Never. The night belongs to Batman. But now, Gotham is watching Bruce. There is no night here anymore. For a month, I recover from the fall. She watches. The people in the tower are mourned. The mayor promises answers, but he's just riding out the grief. She waits. For the next 6 weeks, I hide in the shadows, strike only in the night. But she prepares for me. Her mind adjusts, and her sword counters everything I do. We don't call it paranoia, do we, Bruce? We call it being prepared. And we don't call it being outnumbered. We call it standing alone. The suit is a problem. It might be one of the most advanced pieces of hardware ever made. But if every one of its signals can be detected, it's as stealthy as a Christmas tree. The passive proximity sensor sends out 1,000 tiny pings every second. It's how it knows what I need when I need it. The adaptive camo uses an IR sensor to target the reflected surface. If I want to be invisible, I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. All of it has to go. The cowl's transmitter array could fit on a thumbnail, but it can't talk to anything in the city, and it's always listening. The memory core periodically deploys a digital dead drop, backing up the suit's metadata for future analysis. I use the money from the phone and what's left of my savings to buy a metalliferous anti-surveillance jacket, a Faraday cage with style, plus a classic with a modern twist. I've got to become an insurgent, a ghost in the machine, before Gotham decides to make me a corpse on the street instead, which means avoiding the obvious targets like Donovan Lumos. He's literally the spotlight, which is the last place I want to be. If I'm going to save this city, she can't see me coming." And then we see that he started to find a pattern in some of the crimes, and he's found out that Gotham Insurance actually has a record on what's been going on and who's stealing the jewels and everything like that, right? And so then he kind of figures out who has them. He goes and beats them up and takes the jewels, and then we get this. He's still kind of chasing down people that are that have more of the jewels, and he's jumping through the window. Really cool, right there. Um, and kind of chases this guy, and he's like, "I've had a very long night, so let's cut right to the chase." And he's like, "Batman," and Batman says, "Who's bringing you the jewels, and how are they?" And it turns into this kind of crazy mechanical creature with three heads, basically. It's hard to describe, but yeah. And they take a bunch of the diamond jewels, and they run off, and he takes off flying, chasing them, and they get into kind of a dogfight, and they can split into three, and yeah, so they maybe got away. I'm not really sure, like, because he lands as he's chasing them, and we get this really super. When I saw it, I was like, "That's awesome!" This really cool splash page. Welcome to Joker Town. Um, so yeah, that's awesome. And he's standing there. So I don't know. Maybe there's a Joker coming up. But Terry starts pummeling his way through a bunch of the Jokers, and he says, "There are three rules for fighting Jokers. I'll never forget them, Bruce, long as I breathe. One, they'll prey on your mercy. Mercy is just a joke to them. Don't let them laugh. Two, you'll always be outnumbered, so make every shot count. Three, they're untrained. No matter what schwarbage they spout or weapons they wield, they're the joke, and they'll do everything they can to distract you from that. So it all comes down to rule number four, the one I had to learn on my own. Beat them to the punchline." And so he's kind of beat their way through all of them, pretty much. And he catches back up to this three-headed weird thing, and he's flying around chasing it, and his fuel's at 0%, and he's like, "That's it, Bruce, my last bit of rocket fuel. One more of your gifts gone for good. I vow to make it worthwhile." And he says out loud to the alien creature, "Okay, enough of this. I know you know the legend of the Dark Knight, but believe it or not, I'm not here to take you in. This city has a problem that I can't solve. And even if you don't know it, I think you people hold the key. I don't need another rogue. I need allies. What I'm about to tell you might sound insane. I barely believed it, and it almost got me killed. The city is alive, and not in a metaphorical way. In an emergent superintelligence has commandeered Gotham City. It decides who lives and who dies. It's installing people at the highest levels of power. It undermines everything I do. It tried to destroy Batman, and it might still succeed. But with your genius, your tech, with your whatever you are, maybe we could stop it together." And this creature says, "No, no, no. See, no, despair. Once we were as you, encased in me, encased in bone, encased in skin, encased in illusion of identity, lonely, self-righteous, lonely, lustful, lonely, sorrowful, lonely, and proud. Above all things, the meat in bone shell was so very, very proud. Category engineer number 3, status prolific, configuration chaotic. I loved her, loved them, betrayed him, lied to her, embraced them, destroyed us. Until the new year, until we saw the emergence, the non-metaphorical living city, a perfect city, nightmarish, unseen by lesser meat, but beyond the self. Oh yes, the I made irrelevant, the single meat and bone, shell rendered obsolete. The option emerged also clear as pre-polluted sky, live as self and be enslaved or command freedom with a step beyond. Commenced, therefore, the upgrade. Ideas encased in calculations, encased in computing, encased in meat, encased in friendship, encased in trust. Inspired by the city, mind, self burned away. But freedom is not dominance. There is no stopping it. There is only living where it cannot see. And from the page that I was just reading, you get this incredible, like, must have taken days to draw splash page. That's just awesome, honestly. And that's like the bad guy. Like I said, it's kind of hard to describe. I knew I was going to show you the panel, so it's got the 3 people and 3 heads, if you will. And he goes, together, together, together. And Bruce says, or excuse me, Bruce. and Batman Beyond says, that's it? You're just living out your days? Join me. Fight back for the people you used to be. And the alien thing says, or whatever it is, those people never mattered. Their existence was a self-lie. Together, we transcend the cage. You alone cannot. Gotham will feed Batman on your legacy, on your people, on itself, but not on us or our prizes. And Batman says, right. You mean the prize I'm still holding? I've been you. I know you think that's impossible because I'm just one person, but trust me. My name was Terry McGinnis. Look me up with all your infinite search engine power or whatever I thought. I was free, but I was just a kid coloring outside the lines, and it cost me everything. Because see, no matter how smart I was, Gotham made its plans. So you want to keep playing in the blind spot and praying the city doesn't get wise? Go right ahead. But don't call it freedom. And don't think it's just the city you're facing, or that your progress is anything but cowardice in a fancy mask. The words feel good as I say them. They land like rain in an ocean, and I'm alone. And as he's kind of talking to them, they take off, and he drops all these diamonds like way down in a giant futuristic cityscape, and they fall really far, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And then some guy that never seen before picks them up. And if you know who that is, let me know in the comments below. I wasn't sure. They don't name him or anything. Could be first cameo of some new bad guy. I'm not sure. He picks up the diamonds though that Batman Terry McGinnis spent like half of the issue chasing after. Yeah, that's that really cool cover. I gotta give it a thumbs up again, man. Like I'm really digging this Batman Beyond Neo Year run so far. It's Lansing, is it? Just make sure. Let me make sure. I apologize. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Okay, it's Max Dunbar. So yeah, Max Dunbar, like he did an amazing job in the first issue, and in this second issue, he stepped up the game. Like here's another one. I look at the detail. Do you guys see all the different heads in the shot there? In the background behind to the right of Terry. That is just so detailed. All those faces, man. And they had to cover some of it up with the with the credits basically, but yeah, man, he stepped up the game. Blown away, blown away, honestly. Like I want to show you this one too. This one's like so reminiscent of Blade Runner. Um, Man, it's cool. Cool book. Cool book. Giving it a thumbs up. Yeah, and the writing too. Like if you heard some of the, I obviously I can't read the whole thing, but of if you got a feeling from what I did read, oh man, yeah, the guy's a talented writer for sure, for sure. Weaving a good story, and the art is on point. The colors are dynamic. Um, the front cover's really cool. I don't know. Thumbs up on Batman Beyond Neo Year number 2. We will have to continue with it. All right, guys. Remember, like, comment, and be subscribed to the channel for your chance to win the Joker #1, Mark Brooks variant, and a cbcs award sticker. Additionally, yeah, if you guys want to help out the channel, click the link below and shop on my eBay store. I'll send you some comics. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, and have a great one, all right?